Good afternoon, Hornets. I'm Aidan Burke.
And I'm London Parrish. Welcome to the first episode of Hornet Nation for the school year.
On this episode, we caught up with a couple of the football players on how they've been adapting to everything during the pandemic.
As we all know, COVID has had an effect on everything this year. Let's send it over to Lucas Found on how the football team has been adapting to everything.
Saline football has had many new rules and restrictions put into place to keep our players safe. This includes wearing a face shield while playing, not being able to use locker rooms, and limiting the amount of audience members allowed in the stands. I interviewed Luke Darmos, a senior football player at Saline High School, to get a deeper look into how the players feel about the new procedures.
It is what it is. Just to be able to play, it's worth it, I guess. Whatever we have to do to be able to go play.
Unfortunately, another side effect of COVID is an empty Hornet Stadium.
Last year was we were able to build off the energy from our fans. Well, personally, that's how I got my energy and adrenaline for the game, and that's just not really been something this year. Last year, we were able to have team bonding with team dinners before the game. And this year we haven't really been able to do that because of the whole pandemic and everything. But I also feel like our closeness and our morale has been pretty positive considering all that's going on.
Even with all of the restrictions and challenges throughout 2020, the team still made it into regional finals. Hopefully they can keep their morale up until playoffs resume. Reporting for Hornet Nation, I'm Lucas Fountain. Back to you in the studio.
It definitely has been an interesting year, but we're glad to see that everyone is taking the proper precautions to stay safe.
Despite athletes having to adapt on the field, they also have to adapt off the field and in the classroom. Ashley O'Donoghue speaks with a student athlete on how they've been able to balance school and athletics.
Ever since COVID, students had to make the choice whether to go fully virtual or hybrid for school. So I sat down with the fully virtual student, Nick Lorraine, and asked him how online school impacted the balance between school and sports.
I found it a lot more manageable to manage my time around practices and workouts.
I was interested to find out how football practices have been different after COVID.
Obviously, they're way different, but the main thing is masks, especially on the field. It gets kind of taxing after a while. And with all the running we do, it gets pretty exhausting after a short period of time. Thankfully, later in the season, we ended up having the opportunity to put plastic face coverings over our face masks. Obviously, all the social distancing is hard too in a contact-like sport such as football with a lot of hitting. It's hard to do that with the 6 feet social distance rule.
My final question was if he prefers in-person school rather than online. His response was captivating.
That's a hard one because personally, I would prefer online school just because all the free time that I could get to figure out my homework schedule and with practices, and just time management in general. But the thing I do hate about online school is the lack of communication with friends that you would see every hour in school.
Reporting for Hornet Nation, I'm Ashley O'Donoghue. Back to you in the Zoom studio.
Congrats to the Saline football team on making it to the regional finals, where they expect to play at Rockford. The game is currently postponed due to COVID, but MHSAA has plans to resume as well as have a winter season.
That's all for this show, Hornet Nation. We'll be back after break on Friday, January 8th, 2021.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter for the latest show updates at Nation Hornet, as well as on YouTube and Instagram at Saline Video. Signing off, I'm Aidan Burke.
And I'm London Parrish. Have a happy holidays, Hornets.